Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm Zoe Alex. Happy Thursday, May 11th, 2023. Welcome. Basically, this is going to be a little bit of, I'm not going to say an all sides reading, but ways of how we're going to conflict about the ability of knowing about what's right and what's wrong. Um, and I'm going to be using the playing cards in that scenario. Why? Because it's a different time frame, and it's a different way of how everything seems to be, and we have to believe that we can do this. And when we do that, we have to understand about how everything is, right? We have to have a baseline and how everything kind of is connecting, and that's how it is. So think about how this is. Um, I'll try to figure out what's going on in this situation, and this is how it is. I in ways about how this is, we understand about what's going on. So this is gonna be a different way. You're going to figure out about what's going on here, and yeah. So this is gonna be a very different reading. But if you guys are involved and or not involved, but pay attention to what's going on, enjoy about the opportunities about what's going on. This is how it is. So leave out this as a way, and we're going to figure this out. So basically, we're going to look at this in a point of view. So we're going to look at that. All right. So here we go. So this is how it is. So we have the six of diamonds, and then we have the five of clubs. So the six of diamonds represents Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. So this is earth signs. Fire signs is Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius in that situation. So the six of diamonds represents the six of pentacles. Now let's say for the ways of how this is. The Six of Pentacles is you are feeling generous and ready to share your abundant wealth with others, or you may be on the receiving end of generosity. Accepting these gifts with gratitude, give abundantly, and it will come back to you threefold, threefold. Yeah, something like that. So, in a way that you can do that, right? You can share, you can, well, in the ways that you can try to understand about how everything is, uh, like sharing your wealth with somebody that you don't even know, or in the ways that you can share your wealth with your family or your friends or your relatives or your aunties, your uncles, your grandparents, whatever it is, right? This is a very significant way of how everything is, right? Now, earth signs, if you are Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn, you have to believe that you can do this, right? Believing is the way of how you feel, the way how you act. And, there's always a will and there's always a way. You have to think about the positive of your own intentions. That's why when I make these videos for all my viewers out there, you have to believe that you guys can stick to it, right? You have to stick to glue, right? Now, not necessary about being stuck in glue or whatever it is. You have to understand that this is a way of how you feel, the way how you act. You know, sharing your wealth with lots of ways is that you're kind of like making your own ability of how everything is. You know, this is an opportunity where everything can be good, everything can be not so good. But there are times where you have to think about the outside of the box, rather than, looking at it inside the box. You know what I mean? That's how it is, right? So when I look at the Six of Diamonds here in this situation, you think, oh, it's not like the Six of Pentacles. Well, actually, in my own mind, it is the Six of Pentacles, but it's a different playing card way, right? And it does represent Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus in that situation, right? It does represent you, right? And I just read the book about it as well in this. So, this is how it seems to be. There's always a way that you can understand about how this is, right? You have to believe that you can do this, believing about this choreographed way, or you can believe about how everything kind of connects. That's how it is, right? So think about how that is. But long story short, we're not going to stop there. We're going to keep going. Now, the Five of Clubs represents Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. Now, this is for you. Now, let me read that. So, the Five of Clubs represents, let's say, the Five of Wands in that situation. Now, the Five of Wands upright is you're surrounded by conflict, disagreement, competition, infighting. Everyone is activity voicing their opinion, but no one is listening. No one is listening. Listen carefully to each person, or simply remove yourself from the drama. Exactly, right? You're into a competition. Competition is a very, very well situation, right? Competition is like the Five of Clubs. It represents Leo, it represents Sagittarius, it represents Aries in that situation. You can look at these and think like, okay, this is what the Five of Wands is telling me, right? Now, I know it's a playing card. I know it's a playing card situation. But in a way where it acts like that, it does act like that, right? The playing cards does act like the tarot in this situation, but it's a different way. So when you look at this, and when you have the competition, you have all that, and you're sharing your wealth and everything else, everything can be all, almost like smashed together. But in ways, it's like you have to understand that you can understand how everything is, right? You have to believe that you can do this. Believing is a way of dedication, right? Believe about yourself. Believe about how everything is. Believe about how everything connects. You know, that's what it seems to be. There's always ways that we can understand about how everything is, right? And that's how it is. So when you think about this is how it's kind of is right now, because that's what it seems to be. So I'm only going to do a few more cards and then I'll end the video. But the point being is that this is how it seems to be. So we're going to figure out who's following the Six of Diamonds that represent Six of Pentacles. So let's see who's following you. We're going to see who's following the Five of Clubs represents the Five of Wands. So let's see. So we're going to see how this is, right? So let's see. So we're going to figure out the Four of Hearts. So Four of Hearts represents Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, right? So now in that note, the Four of Hearts represents the Four of Cups. Now let me read you about that. Okay, let me read. Okay, so the Four of Cups represents offers and opportunities are flowing to you, but for now you're saying no. Contemplate your next step and focus on what is important to you. Exactly. You are going to be focusing on what's going on, right? You have to focus on that. Focusing is the best policy there is, right? That's why that's why when you look at this from a different way, we have to remember about that because the Four of Hearts represents the Four of Cups, you know. So you have to believe that you can do this. Believing is the most satisfying way there is, right? Believe about how the cards are saying. Believe about how everything connects. Everything is all goody, 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 you know. So when you think about this, believe about how that is, right? Believe about all the way it seems to be, you know. There's always a simple way, but you have to remember that everything has to be good. Everything will be all fantastic. But you must remember that you have to pay attention. If you're saying no, no means no. But there are ways that when you're saying no, your mind is saying yes. Now, that is reverse psychology. Why? Because you're trying to trick your own mind about not saying no, but saying yes. So this is why that the four of hearts represents the Four of Cups in my own mind, you know. So when you think about that, that's what it seems to be. You know, everything changes for a reason. But you must remember that you have to pay attention of what I'm saying. You know, that's what that is. Now, the next card is that well you see is what is the opposite of the Five of Clubs? The Jack of Hearts. So now the Jack of Hearts represents Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer in that situation. Now, the Jack of Hearts, it could represent uh, the Page of Cups, let's say the Knight of Cups. So let's say about the Knight of Cups because that's what the Jack is, right? Let's see about that. So the Knight of Cups, for an upright, it says, you're romantic, charming, and in love with love itself. You wear your heart on your sleeve. You thrive on all things beautiful and are inspired by many creative outlets that are available to you. Exactly. That's what it seems to be. Because you have to be creative. You have to share your wealth. You have competition, right? You have opportunities. There's always these combinations, right? Now we have at least, so we have the hearts, we have Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. We have the Earth sign represents, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. And then we got the fire signs. Uh, we got Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Only we're missing is the Spades that represents the air signs. But this is what it seems to be, right? We have to believe that we can do this. Believe about all the opportunities. Believe about all it is. Now, let's see. Let's see how the middle card is. The middle space, because we're going to figure that out. And so this is how it is. Well, that's the Queen of Clubs. So basically, that's the Queen of Pentacles or the Queen of Wands. Yeah, we can do that. So the Queen of Wands. Uh, Always the social butterfly. You lead a busy life, making connections with others, putting yourself out there. as you pursue your creative vision. You're confident, courageous, yeah, courageous, and determined, unafraid to speak up and be heard. Exactly, right? You're the social butterfly. And social butterfly, which means that you're socializing, you are enjoying about the opportunities. That's what it seems to be, right? So we're going to figure that one out. Let's see how this is. The Eight of Spades. Okay, so the Eight of Spades represents, so we have at least air signs. We have Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Okay, so now we have lots of zodiac signs in this picture. We have at least 12 zodiac signs. Wow. Now, informative about the Eight of Spades that represents the Eight of Swords. Now let me read about that too. The Eight of Swords upright, it says, you feel trapped by your thoughts and your situation. You believe you are the victim. While it may appear as if you have few choices, the bindings around you are loose, loose, and if you change your thoughts, you would change your life. Exactly, right? So when you are feeling trapped and you're a social butterfly, you have opportunities, you're sharing your wealth, you have competition, right? But there is always there, and then about the Jack of Hearts that represents the Jack or the Knight of Cups. Uh, I'll try to read that again so I remember this time. Um, you know, there is a way that I'm trying to figure this out. Now, okay, so you're romantic, charming, in love with love itself. You wear your heart. Creative outlets that are available to you. Yeah, so there is ways where you can have that, right? You are creative, you have competition, there's always opportunities here, right? Now I know that all my viewers are saying, why is Zoe Alex is giving us playing cards except for the tarot situation? Let me explain about that. I'm using the playing cards as a way of what the tarot is. Okay, that's why I got a book that I have to read so you guys understand what I'm talking about. That's what it seemed to be. Because in ways you have to know about from right and wrong. You know, when you are, let's say for example, you're having a fight with somebody, or your friend is being mean to another friend, or you're not getting along, or whatever it seems to be. You have to believe that when you are a social butterfly, you believe that you can do this. Believing is the best option there is. Why? Because I've been there, done that. I'm the social butterfly. I talk to people, they like to talk to me. If they're nice, they're nice. If they're mean, well, go somewhere else. That's what it seems to be. But you have to believe that you can do this, right? Because in ways you have the five of clubs in your hand, which means that in this on my left side, this card represents competition, right? You have competition, right? And competition can give you, lots of ways, right? Because when I look at this, you have to believe that you can do that, right? You have to believe that this is not a good and take situation. This is not your own geography or anything like that. You have to believe that you can do this. Believe from the right and wrong situation, right? Like, I'll give you another example. Let's say, for example, you're having a good day and you're having a good time, and you're with a friend, and then all of a sudden chaos broke, right? So now you're saying to yourself, is saying, did I do something wrong? And then you think about your right and wrong. You have to back off, and you have to, go with the flow, because that's what it seems to be, right? You have to understand that when this is an opportunity, go for it. Just go with the flow, right? That's what it seems to be. This is why an opportunity comes, right? It can give you a yes, it can give you a thumbs down, which means no, right? You have to believe that you can do this. Believing is the best option, because, when I look at this, you're having love, you're having competition, you're sharing your wealth, you're doing the best as you can. And that's what the cards are saying. Because believe me, this is not a yes, this is not a no. But you have to remember that when things go sideways, or when it's, flippy flop like a pancake, or you're juggling, you know, that's what it seems to be, So before I let you all go, you have to pay attention about knowing about what's going on, right? Knowing about what's happening. Because in my own standards, in my own point of view, my own ways, you have to believe they can do that. Believing is something that you can do it, right? You can do it if you put your mind to it, right? And practice makes perfect. You have to understand about how everything is, right? It's like connecting the dots, right? It's like connecting with my cardigan, for example. You're connecting with all these dots, and if they're straight across like this, fine. If they're a different way, then they're a different way. But that's what it seems to be. So you have to believe that you can do this, because when you think about you get everything that you wanted, then okay. But you must remember that when things go a different way, you have to understand about knowing your rights. Everyone has a right to say no. Everyone has a right to say yes. Everyone has a right, because that's what it is, right? So think about this, because that's how it is. So I'll show you how everything is. So look at this. Look at this for number one. Look at number two. Look at number three. Right? Look at from the left, the middle, and the right. Look at those, right? Because this is what I have planned for you. Believe about how this is going to be. Believe about how this is going to connect. Connecting the seeds, connecting the opportunities, connecting about what's going on, you know. And when you have this, you believe about how everything is, right? So you have to understand that you can understand how this is going to go, knowing about, go with the flow, never cry over spilt milk, nothing like that. But you must remember that when you have competition, you're a social butterfly, you know, you have love, you have sharing your wealth, you know, you have the Ace of Spades, what I just told you about it. And then you have the Four of Cups, right? You have everything that you need. So enjoy about this. Enjoy about how the opportunity is. Enjoy about how everything connects. That's what it seems to be. Because believing about this, it's a very good opportunity because you understand what I'm saying, what I'm talking about, you believe about what's going on, and that's what the cards are saying, the playing cards are saying. So think about this, because if you like this video, give this a like, give it a commented or something, and this is what I have for you, because this is gonna help you to stay positive as much as you can and knowing what's going on, because that's what I have read. So this is what it seems to be. Okay. So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you very much, and have a fabulous day. Thank you, and have a good day to you all. Bye for now. Really. Bye.